So one of the tricks with vacuum forming is obviously you need to find some way to free the form you just made from the rest of the sheet. And I showed this machine that I created very, very briefly in the guide to vacuum forming, but I never really went over it in any depth. So what I usually do is I start by taking some shears and I basically rough cut out the piece that I'm trying to separate from the sheet. And from there, what I do is I use this machine that I've created. It's really quite simple. It's just a platform, and I've mounted a Dremel on a carriage with a side cutting bit in this tower. And this tower allows me to control the height of this bit so I can cut at different heights on my form. This is why in the guide to vacuum forming, I encouraged you to leave at least about a half an inch in your buck design that wasn't going to be used. And you can see on this one, if this was where I wanted the actual piece that I was making to end, I've added this little buffer to the bottom here. And what that allows me to do is cut away all the imperfections with this, and I'm left with a perfect piece. So what I usually do, this piece is already cut out, is an example of what you can create, and this is the VacuForm example piece that we did make in that guide to vacuum forming. But you can bring your piece into the bit, rotate it around, and that'll cut it out. What I suggest you do is leave a small gap every now and again by stopping, pulling the piece out, rotating slightly, and then plunging it back in. And that'll create these little stands just around your piece. And then you can take side nippers and nip those off when you're done. What that allows you to do is keep the piece from collapsing onto the bit, which will cut and probably ruin your piece. And it's just a much more safe way of doing that. So, I mean, this was something I created just from scrap pieces of MDF I had lying around. I know it's not the most elegant machine, but it works, and it does answer the question of how to cut out vacuum form pieces accurately. If accuracy isn't something that you're so much worried about, you can totally do it with scissors or a razor blade or something of that manner. As with all the other videos, if you have any other questions, feel free to leave me a comment and I'll get back to you.